I'm the Drawing DM, and welcome to today's video. It's that time of year where many artists are joining a team with their most beloved OCs and facing off in art battles across the globe. Of course, I'm talking about ArtFight. If you're not sure what ArtFight is, I've made a video explaining it and how I prepared for it right over here. I've got plans to attack D&D characters for this year's ArtFight, but not just any D&D characters. I plan on attacking D&D characters of different classes on the opposing teams. Or at least that was the original plan, seeing as I've been attacked a few times already by my own team mystery companions this first week. Xandereth was blessed by the god of death, and is the only mage to specialize in necromancy. His magic grants him the ability to talk and raise the dead no matter the species. According to Christie's, Xandereth is currently detained by the sun goddess's paladin, Helia. Xandereth will either need to fight or maybe charm his way out of captivity. Everything about the look of the character to the information about him being a necromancer that is captured by a paladin made this character all the more intriguing for me to draw. I started off by designing a few sketches for the pose I wanted to pull off. I already knew I had it on the first sketch, but wanted to still give myself a chance to explore other potential ideas. The image I drew depicts two of my original characters, Granite Stoneheart and Bo Braxton, being raised up by the necromantic abilities of the skilled warlock Xandereth. This was a fun concept to explore. It got me thinking that it would be pretty cool if even after death had claimed my two adventurers that they could still rise up and continue fighting. If I had to place this scene to fit the background Christie's had set for them, I would say that Xandereth managed to escape his cell with hidden thieves' tools, or using his charming personality to persuade a guard to get close enough to the cell for him to mage hand away the keys, or gain assistance from his patron in some way, shape, or form. Then, as he was sneaking away, he may have sensed some strong aura resonating with his magic from a nearby cemetery of fallen heroes who have been deemed worthy from the sun goddess herself. Xandereth probably couldn't help himself and he started to investigate, and as the guards noticed him missing and searching the grounds, he would probably raise up the two dead fallen heroes, Granite and Bo. As far as rendering the art piece, I did my normal layers of flats with all the colors on it, a layer for my textures, two layers of shadows using an airbrush, a glow layer, and an overlay layer for like the lighting, and a layer over top set to glow dodge for that mystic green energy originating from the skull. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this art piece. Compositionally, I think this was my favorite out of the three, so let's see the final results. One of the personal challenges I set for myself was trying out different art styles. When I came across the drawing of Sprout, I knew it was time to try something different. The designer of the commissioned art piece is Renaki, and the owner of the character is It's Rain. Sprout happens to be an anthropomorphic deer druid, which represents their girlfriend Sona. Instead of sketching out the character, I just silhouetted or blocked out the different parts of my design's body and pieced them together Frankenstein style. After the silhouette was completed, I sketched what I thought the character might look like over top of the colored shapes, lined it up with a modified G-pen over top, and rendered the final piece normally. It didn't take quite as long working in this style as compared to my normal style, but it was still a lot of fun, and I decided to let Bo Braxton's goat familiar Gruff meet Sprout out in the middle of a road. So that's kind of the scene that you're seeing for this art piece. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the finished results. When I was in search of a cleric, I wanted the vibe to feel kind of atypical. As I was scrolling through many potential characters, I came across Asylum, and the alarm bells rang in my head. Instantly, I knew this would be one of my favorites to attack. Asylum was created by Lynn Double Legacy. He is a cleric of the life domain. Asylum is also known as Az or Azzy, and is an incredibly gifted healer despite his age, to the point of being hailed as a prodigy by many of his teachers. Asylum shares a near unique connection to the god of life and head of the pantheon, Florian. This particularly odd connection is what grants him the vine markings on his skin, and it affords him a glimpse into the god that no one but close followers really know or understand. Healing magic comes extraordinarily easily to him, to the point of even being less taxing than it seems like it should be. Alright, so I already knew what I wanted the pose to look like right away. However, I ran into a few challenging moments. For a while, the face was coming across as too feminine, so I had to go back in and make it slightly fuller and angular by adding more blacks to the far side of the face. The legs gave me a little trouble at first because I felt like they were a little too thick. I think I was too focused on the references baggy looking pants. And so once I stopped looking at the references legs, the legs became a little bit more easier for me to draw and make them a little bit more proportionate. Now that I'm thinking about it, I see that I could have added a bit of Asylum's wrist to that left hand, the one that's holding the mace, for two reasons. One, to make sure that it wasn't confusing about what it was, and then two, to make it feel like it was more proportionate to the body, because to me, looking at it now, that arm should have been a little bit longer. Some of the things that I absolutely love about this art piece is the way I designed the glowing mace. I think it came out really nice. I'm glad I got rid of the black lines originally that I had planned for it because I think it came out even better. The tattoos across the body came out really well, and I thought I was going to have more difficulties with that tied back hair, but I think it looks great. I think it fits nicely. The scene is supposed to depict Asylum walking down a road and coming across a body on the ground, which is off screen. They conjure their spiritual weapon in their left hand, which is that glowing mace, and they're getting ready to cast Cure Wounds with their right hand because this seems a little too sus. Overall, this one was challenging and a lot of fun to work on as well. So let's go ahead, let's check out that finished result. I hope you enjoyed today's Art Fight Attacks. Team Tragedy was filled with incredible characters, and it was a lot of fun bringing a few of their stories to life through my own artwork. Next up, I'll be turning my attention to Team Comedy, where I'll be drawing some of the funniest and most creative D&D characters I can find. Trust me, you won't want to miss those. If you enjoy D&D, fantasy art, character design, and world building, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss future videos. This has been The Drawing DM. Until next time, keep creating your own legends.